All right, back for another beer review, and today I am reviewing a beer from the Brooklyn Brewery, and they're out of Brooklyn, New York, and this is their Unfiltered. So they're calling this an Unfiltered Pilsner, comes in at 4.3% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and at the time of review, this has a best by date of June of 2019, and considering that a lot of breweries go 6 months out, let's just assume this was bottled in December of 2018, which means this is right around 2 months old at the time of review, although not positive. It's just a guess. Pretty confident though. Anyway, Brooklyn, I haven't reviewed anything from them on the channel to date, but they have a soft spot in my heart, and that's because when I first got into craft beer about 10 years ago, this was one of the breweries I gravitated towards. Their stuff was readily available, and it was reasonably priced, and they had a lot of different styles to choose from. My favorite of theirs being their black chocolate stout and their Monster Ale. I think they retired the Monster Ale a few years ago, but that was a great barley wine. I really love that beer. But when I saw this on the shelf recently, I was like, you know what? I haven't had Brooklyn beer in a while. I want to review more non-pastry stouts and New England style IPAs and fruited sours. So a Pilsner, I think, fits the bill, although it's unfiltered. It's still a Pilsner. So yeah, anyway, don't know much more about this one other than the hops they're using are Saaz, Sapphire, and I believe Halatar, and that's it. That's all I know about it. So let's crack it open, get it into a glass, and we will go from there. Yeah, I haven't had a Brooklyn beer in, man, probably a couple of years, honestly. Definitely need to try out more of their beers. They actually have come out with a lot of interesting beers lately, too, that, you know, I kind of look at and I pass by, and that's just on me. Anyway, yeah, that is a golden straw color. A little bit more of a deeper golden, I won't say, yeah, I guess a golden straw color. Very filtered, even though they say it's unfiltered, you know, it's still quite filtered. Has about 1.5 fingers of a bright white head. Plays the role of a Pilsner. Now, looking at this, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's unfiltered, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, it smells like a Pilsner. Huge malt character to this one. There's a lot of like bready, crackery, almost biscuity undertones or overtones of the malt. A little bit of like a spice component, herbal, floral. Yeah, I mean, it smells like a well-made Pilsner. Not detecting any off flavors or anything. Yeah, it doesn't smell, you know what? It smells like a Pilsner. I was gonna be like, it doesn't smell overly complex. Most Pilsners aren't. That's what they're made for, is to just drink and not sit here and review. That's what I'm doing. I'm just kidding. You review whatever you want, whenever you want. But for me, you know, I'm so used to drinking the beers and be like, oh, they're super complex or whatever. This is just a well-made Pilsner. It smells like it. I think it's probably going to taste like it. So let's get into it. Cheers. It's really nice. Man, that's super refreshing. So right up front, clean, crisp, super refreshing. There's actually a little bit less carbonation than I expected from this one. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely carbonation in here. But it has a really nice, smooth overall mouthfeel to it. So slightly soft, definitely smooth. Has some carbonation to it, like a moderate carbonation. The body on this one for 4.3%. It's actually a little bit bigger than I expected, like lower side of medium body. This is actually has a little heft behind it for a beer that's almost approaching 4%. But the flavors kind of carry over from the aroma. A lot of bready and crackery malt to the taste. And then there's actually a nice little like red apple core that I sometimes get in Pilsners. Definitely an herbal and floral component. A bit of spice as well. It finishes, this actually finishes slightly bitter. I thought this was going to have a little bit more of a bitter kick to it. It finishes a bit sweeter than I anticipated. But it's relatively clean. There's no really lingering flavors on the back of the palate. Yeah, I could crush 6,000 of these. I don't know. It's super easy to drink. It's not super flavorful. Definitely not one of my favorite Pilsners. But if you see this and you can get it for, you know, under $2 a bottle, I think I paid like $1.69, $1.59 for this. It's super cheap for the bottle, right? It's like for an individual, which they usually mark it up, right? I'd imagine a 6-pack of this probably in the $8, $9 range. If you see this and you have a hankering for a Pilsner, grab it, see what you think about it. Unfiltered, just a selling point probably for this one, because this just drinks like a more, I think, to the German style when it comes to Pilsners. And it's a well-made, pretty tasty one. Nothing crazy about this one. Rating for me, if I rated it to style, I'd get like a 4.25, something like that out of 5. Rating to personal preference, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's well-made, it's tasty, I enjoy it, have no problem drinking the rest of that. And I would love this in the springtime. I think this would be a great spring or even fall beer. But anyway, if you guys have had this one, let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys stopping by for another review. Until the next one, cheers.